So, dear students, this is our round 4 of top 1000 quiz questions. So, let's start. Number 1. In most simple type of canal system of porifera, which of the following ways exhibit water flow? As we know, water flows in through ostia. Those are the minute pores. Through these ostia, water enters into the sponge. There is central body cavity we call spongocoel. So water flows through ostia to spongocoel, and after that it comes out to exterior, that means outside, via osculum, that is large opening. The continuous water current flowing through this canal system is very important for the life of a sponge. It brings food and oxygen and carries away carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste. So, firstly, water enters through ostia, okay, then spongocoel, then osculum, and then exterior, okay. So this is the right choice. So from ostia to spongocoel to osculum to exterior. And you should remember some important examples of sponge. Those are Sycon, Spongilla. It's very important. We also call it freshwater sponge. So Spongilla is freshwater sponge. And Euspongia, that we call bath sponge. So these examples are very important. So now number 2. In flowers, margin of thalamus grows upward, enclosing the ovary completely and getting fused with it. So what type of flowers? So these flowers are epigynous flowers. It is clearly written in NCERT that in epigynous flowers, margin of thalamus grows upward, enclosing the ovary completely and getting fused with it. And the other parts of flower arise above the ovary. So this is epigynous. Epi means above, gynous means ovary, from gynoecium. We know ovary or gynoecium. From that term it is gynous. Gynous means ovary. So epigynous means other parts of flowers will be above the ovary. So in these epigynous flowers, ovary is said to be inferior. So what are the examples of epigynous flowers? Flowers of guava, cucumber, and ray florets of sunflower. There is also hypogynous flower. So what do you mean by hypogynous? Hypo means below, gynous means ovary. So here other parts of flower are below the ovary. So gynoecium or ovary occupies the highest position in case of hypogynous flower. The examples of hypogynous flowers are mustard, China rose, and brinjal. There is also another type of flower that we call perigynous flower. Here other parts are almost at the same level and gynoecium is situated in the center. And the examples are plum, peach and rose. P for plum and peach, okay, and also rose. And here the ovary is called half inferior in case of perigynous flower, okay. So I have told all three types of flowers, okay, epigynous, hypogynous and perigynous flowers, okay. So now next, number 3. Which one of the following contains the largest quantity of extracellular material? So, in case of areolar tissue, there are more space between the cells. So, there will be more extracellular material. So, areolar tissue contains the largest quantity of extracellular material. And you should know what is the importance of extracellular material. Extracellular materials like fibers and ground substance help to provide structural support to neighboring cells. And this areolar tissue is a loose connective tissue. We know connective tissue, there are 3 types. So I am now explaining. So suppose connective tissue, okay, 3 types, okay. Connective tissues are of 3 types. Firstly, loose connective tissue. This is dense connective tissue. And number 3 is specialized connective tissue. So this is loose connective tissue. Here cells and fibers are loosely arranged. That's why it is loose connective tissue. Example is areolar tissue and adipose tissue. And this areolar tissue is present beneath the skin, we know. This is the dense connective tissue. They are tendon and ligaments, okay. These are the examples of dense connective tissue. Tendon, it attaches skeletal muscle to bone, okay. And ligament, it attaches bone to bone, okay. And what are the examples of loose connective tissue? That is areolar tissue. Number 2 is adipose tissue. Now coming to specialized connective tissue. Examples are cartilage, bone and blood. We know blood is a specialized connective tissue, we know, okay. So these are the 3 types of connective tissue, okay. So the answer is areolar tissue. There is largest quantity of extracellular material, okay. Now coming to 4. According to unit membrane structure, the thickness of plasma membrane is about. So you know, according to Robertson concept of unit membrane, cell membrane is trilaminar, central lipid layer and two peripheral protein layers. Central lipid layer thickness is 35 angstrom and each of two peripheral protein layer thickness is 20 angstrom. So two peripheral protein layers each 20 angstrom thickness plus lipid layer, okay, that is 35 angstrom thickness. So total 40 plus 35, that is 75 angstrom. So this is the answer, 75 angstrom. Okay, so now coming to 5. An alpha helix is the example of which type of protein structure? As we know, a protein can have up to 4 levels of organization: primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure and quaternary structure. In case of quaternary structure, this is only found in multimeric proteins. What is multimeric? That means 2 or more than polypeptide chains. Okay. So this alpha helix is present in the secondary structure of protein. There is also beta pleated and collagen helix structure. Okay. So there are total 3 types of secondary structure. Okay. Alpha helix, beta pleated and collagen helix. Okay. So the answer is B. Now coming to 6. Best material to study meiosis is? We know meiosis takes place in reproductive organ. Okay. And young anther is the best material to study meiosis. So this is the answer. Okay. 7. Mass flow hypothesis was first described by? The answer is Munch. Okay, this is the answer. As we know, mass flow or pressure flow hypothesis, that is given by Munch. Here, organic substance travels from region of more osmotic pressure, that is higher osmotic pressure, to the region of low osmotic pressure. Okay. So this is the mass flow or pressure flow hypothesis described by Munch. Okay. So this is the answer. Now number 8. Nitrogen is absorbed by plants in form of? We know plants obtain nitrogen from soil as nitrate ion, that is NO3 minus, nitrite, that is NO2 minus, and ammonium ions, that is NH4 plus. Nitrate and nitrite are reduced to ammonium state and after that incorporated into amino acids, proteins. Okay. So NO3 minus and Na2 minus, both will be the answer, both A and C. Okay. Now number 9. The herbicide DCMU kills the weeds because it inhibits. So what is the full form of DCMU? Dichlorophenyl dimethyl urea. Okay. It is a strong inhibitor of photosystem 2 P680. So it inhibits CO2 fixation. So herbicide DCMO kills the weeds because it inhibits CO2 fixation and it blocks electron flow. Okay, so this is the answer. Now last, number 10. Seeds respire in. We know oxygen is required by the germinating seed during aerobic respiration because it is the main source of energy. So presence of O2. Okay, but if germinating seeds do not get air for respiration, they are still capable of respiration in absence of oxygen, that we call anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration also takes place in seeds in absence of free oxygen. So they also respire in absence of oxygen and in presence of oxygen generally. Okay, because this is the main source of energy. Okay, so both A and C will be the answer. Okay, thank you.